Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare states $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're taking a closer look at a little piece of American history that's turning heads in the numismatic world, the United States $quarter from the year 2001, featuring the state of New York. Now, you've probably seen this coin before. It's one of those state quarters that circulated everywhere. But what if I told you that one of these seemingly ordinary quarters could actually be worth more than a luxury car? That's right, this is one coin you'll want to examine very closely, because if you happen to have the right version of the 2001 New York quarter, you could be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. Let's start with the story behind the coin. In 1999, the U.S. Mint launched the 50-state quarters program, an ambitious project to release a unique quarter for every U.S. state. New York's quarter was released in 2001, and it stands out for its elegant design. On the back of the coin, you'll see the iconic Statue of Liberty standing proudly before an outline of New York State, along with the phrase, "Gateway to Freedom," and a line of 5 stars trailing across the coin. It's a beautiful tribute to New York's status as a historic entry point for immigrants and a symbol of American liberty. But here's the thing. While millions of these quarters were minted and used in everyday transactions, not all of them were created equal. That's where things get really interesting. Some 2001 New York quarters were struck with rare minting errors, mistakes that happened during the coin production process. And in the world of coin collecting, these kinds of errors aren't flaws, they're golden opportunities. Collectors go crazy for coins with unique features, especially if they are the result of a minting error that slipped past quality control. So, what kind of errors are we talking about? One of the most famous is the double die error, where parts of the coin's design, like the stars, letters, or even the Statue of Liberty, appear slightly doubled or blurred. This happens when the die that stamps the coin shifts during the striking process, creating a ghostly duplicate image. Another highly sought-after error is the off-center strike, where the design is not perfectly aligned on the coin. The result is a quarter that looks like it's been printed sideways or missing part of the image. Then there's the clipped planchet error, where a piece of the coin's edge is missing due to an issue when the blank coin disc is cut from the metal sheet. Each of these errors is rare on its own, but when found on a coin as iconic as the 2001 New York quarter, the value can skyrocket. Especially if the coin is in excellent condition, meaning no scratches, dings, or heavy signs of wear, it becomes a true collector's dream. But wait, there's more. In 2001, some quarters were struck on the wrong type of metal planchet altogether. Imagine finding a New York quarter that was mistakenly minted on a planchet meant for a different coin, like a nickel or a foreign denomination. These types of wrong planchet errors are incredibly rare and often fetch enormous sums at auctions. And let's not forget about proof coins, specially made for collectors with extra detail, mirror-like finishes, and limited mintages. If you've got a proof version of the 2001 New York quarter with one of these minting errors, you're not just lucky, you might be holding one of the most valuable state quarters in existence. Now, if you're new to coin collecting, you might be wondering, why would anyone pay so much for a quarter? The answer lies in rarity, condition, historical context, and collector demand. Coins that combine all these factors become highly desirable, and their value can go far beyond their face value. People don't just collect coins for their metal. They collect stories. They collect history. They collect moments frozen in time. And the 2001 New York quarter, with its proud depiction of liberty and rare minting errors, represents a perfect storm of beauty, symbolism, and scarcity. So here's the million-dollar question. How much could a rare 2001 New York quarter actually be worth if you've got the right one? Drumroll, please, if you are lucky enough to have one of these extraordinary coins. Especially with a unique error and in pristine condition, it could be worth as much as $60,000. That's right. A coin you once thought was just pocket change could be the key to a small fortune. So, take a second look at those quarters hiding in your drawers, jars, or even your car's cup holder. That ordinary-looking coin could be anything but ordinary. Top 2 we're talking about isn't just a simple piece of metal, it's a small slice of American history that could be worth a jaw-dropping fortune. Today's star? The United States quarter dollar from the year 1999, featuring the great state of New Jersey. Now, I know what you might be thinking. A 1999 quarter? Those things are everywhere. But hold on. The New Jersey state quarter isn't just any old coin, it might be hiding one of the most valuable secrets in American coinage. So if you've got one lying around, listen closely, you might just be sitting on something truly special. Let's rewind the clock a bit. In 1999, the United States Mint launched a bold new program, the 50 State Quarters Program. Each state would be honored with its own unique design, and the very first coins of this series were highly anticipated by collectors and the general public alike. New Jersey, being the third state to join the Union, was the third coin released in the series. That makes it one of the earliest and most significant state quarters ever produced. The design of the 1999 New Jersey quarter is both historic and symbolic. On the reverse, it features George Washington crossing the Delaware River, a moment etched in American Revolutionary War history. It captures the bravery and determination of Washington and his troops as they faced uncertainty, hardship, and freezing conditions, all for the sake of freedom. The words, "Crossroads of the Revolution," are boldly inscribed, reminding us of New Jersey's critical role in America's path to independence. Now, while millions of these quarters were minted and released into circulation, there's a twist. Not all of them were perfect. In fact, a select few left the mint with rare and astonishing errors, and it's these mistakes that could turn your quarter into a collector's dream. So let's talk about what to look for. One of the most talked about errors with the 1999 New Jersey quarter is the double die error. This is when the coin's design elements, like the words or figures, appear slightly duplicated or shadowed. This error can occur on the obverse or reverse, and when it's visible and strong, it adds incredible value to the coin. Imagine seeing two sets of letters or two outlines of Washington on the same coin. It's rare, strange, and incredibly collectible. Another error to watch for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't aligned properly during minting, and part of the design ends up missing or skewed to one side. It might look like the coin is misprinted or uneven, and the more dramatic the misalignment, the more valuable the coin becomes, but that's not all. Some 1999 New Jersey quarters were struck on clad layer missing planchets, which means one layer of the coin's metal composition is missing. These quarters often have a dull, coppery appearance or are unusually lightweight, and collectors absolutely love them because they're both rare and visually striking. There are also reports of wrong planchet errors, where the New Jersey design was mistakenly struck on a planchet meant for a different coin, like a dime or a foreign coin. This kind of mistake is extremely rare and can send the value of the coin skyrocketing at auctions. Now let's talk about what collectors truly crave: condition. If you have a 1999 New Jersey quarter that is uncirculated, meaning it hasn't been used in regular transactions, or better yet, a proof coin with that beautiful mirror-like finish, you're already in the game. Combine that pristine condition with a rare mint error. That's when things get really exciting. You see, collectors don't just look for old coins, they look for stories. They look for uniqueness. And a coin like this, representing one of the most important events in U.S. history, with a rare minting flaw and top-tier condition? That's a triple threat. It's the kind of coin that doesn't just sit in a folder, it becomes the centerpiece of a collection. It becomes the kind of coin people talk about at coin shows and auctions. The kind that makes headlines. So here comes the moment you've all been waiting for. Just how much could a rare 1999 New Jersey state quarter actually be worth? If you happen to find one of these incredible coins, flawless, rare, and with a distinctive minting error, then you, my friend, might just be holding a coin valued at an unbelievable $69,000. Yes. You heard that right. So go ahead, check that coin jar, look under the couch cushions, or dig through that forgotten drawer. Because one small, overlooked quarter from 1999 could change your life. Top 3, we're talking about a unique and historic piece of American coinage, the 2006 United States quarter dollar, featuring the great state of Nebraska. Now, at first glance, the Nebraska quarter might seem like just another piece from your change jar, but stick around, because this coin is anything but ordinary. In fact, under the right circumstances, it could turn a simple 25 cents into a massive payday. First, let's take a moment to appreciate the beauty and meaning behind this coin. The Nebraska quarter was released in 2006 as part of the U.S. Mint's 50-state quarters program. This series celebrated each of the 50 states with a one-of-a-kind design, and Nebraska's contribution stands out for its bold symbolism and stunning artwork. On the reverse side, you'll see Chimney Rock, a towering natural formation that rises dramatically from the Nebraska plains. It was a major landmark for pioneers traveling westward on the Oregon Trail. Right next to it is a covered wagon, drawn by oxen, symbolizing the courage and perseverance of early settlers. This coin is more than metal, it's a tribute to the spirit of adventure and the westward expansion that helped shape America. But now, here's where things get interesting. This coin, the Nebraska quarter from 2006, is also known among collectors for something else: its rare errors. And these errors are what can take this quarter from being worth pocket change to being worth a small fortune. Let's explore what kinds of errors you should be looking out for. One of the most exciting and valuable errors seen in some 2006 Nebraska quarters is the double die error. This happens when the coin is struck twice by the die in slightly different positions. The result? You might see the letters doubled, or parts of the design like the wagon, oxen, or chimney rock appearing slightly duplicated or shadowed. These are easy to miss unless you look closely, but for collectors, a strong double die error is like gold. Then there's the off-center strike error. This occurs when the coin is not aligned properly during minting. The design may be pushed too far to one side, and a portion of it may be missing altogether. The more off-center it is, especially if the date is still visible, the more desirable the coin becomes. Another rare and valuable mistake is the clipped planchet error, where a small portion of the coin's edge is missing due to an error in cutting the blank. These clipped coins look like someone took a small bite out of the edge, and trust me, collectors love them. And perhaps one of the rarest and most fascinating errors of all is the wrong planchet error, when the Nebraska design is accidentally struck on a coin blank meant for a different denomination or even a foreign coin. This could result in odd weights, strange colors, or even size differences. Coins like these are exceptionally rare and incredibly valuable, but even beyond the errors, condition matters a lot. If your Nebraska quarter is uncirculated, meaning it's in mint condition without scratches or wear, it already has added value. If it's a proof coin, made specifically for collectors with a mirror-like background and sharp details, the stakes go even higher. Now imagine this: you've got a 2006 Nebraska quarter with a dramatic double die or off-center error, in near-perfect condition. That coin isn't just rare, it's a one-of-a-kind find. And in the world of collecting, rarity plus condition equals value. Collectors are drawn to coins like this not just because of what they're worth, but because of what they represent. A coin like this tells a story of human error, of history, of art, and of chance. It's a conversation starter, a centerpiece, and a piece of American legacy all rolled into one. So, if you've ever dismissed a Nebraska quarter as just another coin in your change, now's the time to look again. Check the design. Look closely at the letters. Examine the edges. Pull out a magnifying glass if you need to, because this is no ordinary quarter. And now, the moment you've been waiting for: if you happen to be the lucky owner of one of these rare Nebraska quarters, with a minting error and in pristine condition, then congratulations. Because that single 25-cent coin could be worth as much as $56,000. Yes, you heard that right. So keep your eyes open, coin hunters. Because the next time you reach into your pocket or sort through your old coin collection, you might just uncover a piece of treasure hiding in plain sight. Top 4, we're talking about a coin that might just be sitting quietly in your pocket, hiding an incredible secret. Let's take a journey into the world of the 2000 United States quarter dollar from the state of Massachusetts, a coin that might look ordinary at first glance, but under the right conditions, could be worth a life-changing amount of money. Now, if you're familiar with the 50-state quarters program, you know that between 1999 and 2008, the U.S. Mint released special quarters honoring each state with a unique design. Massachusetts, one of the earliest states to join the Union and a cornerstone of American history, was honored with its very own coin in the year 2000. But what sets this particular quarter apart? Well, the answer lies in its design, history, condition, and a few incredibly rare errors that have collectors absolutely buzzing. Let's begin with the design. The Massachusetts State Quarter proudly features the image of a Minuteman, the iconic Revolutionary War soldier standing tall with his musket in hand. Behind him, the state's outline forms the backdrop, with the phrase, "the Bay State," inscribed below, a nickname that reflects Massachusetts' rich maritime and colonial heritage. This design captures the essence of American independence and the spirit of rebellion that led to the founding of the United States. It's not just a coin, it's a small, shining tribute to the beginnings of a nation. But now, let's talk about why this coin could be worth far more than its face value. As with many coins in the 50 State Quarter series, some of the 2000 Massachusetts quarters were struck with unexpected mint errors, and these are what make collectors' hearts race. Because as you probably know, it's the imperfections that can make a coin truly perfect for the world of rare collecting. One of the most sought-after errors in the Massachusetts quarter is the double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once by the die, causing a visible doubling of text or design elements. On this coin, that might mean the words Massachusetts or the Bay State appear with a ghost-like shadow, or the Minuteman silhouette shows subtle doubling in his weapon or stance. These details are easy to miss unless you look closely, but when collectors find them, they know they've got something rare. Another stunning error to look for is the off-center strike, where the design is noticeably shifted to one side, often leaving part of the coin blank. The more off-center it is, and the more clearly the date is still visible, the higher its value climbs. There are also clad layer missing errors, where part of the outer layer of the coin is missing. This gives the coin an unusual copper tone or an inconsistent texture. Coins with this error stand out immediately and are extremely desirable due to their rarity and unique appearance, but perhaps the rarest of all is when the Massachusetts quarter was mistakenly struck on a planchet meant for a different denomination, such as a nickel or a foreign coin. These wrong planchet errors result in coins that are lighter, smaller, or even differently colored than the standard quarter, and they're extremely hard to find. Of course, condition is king in the world of coin collecting. If your 2000 Massachusetts quarter is in uncirculated condition, meaning it hasn't been used in everyday transactions and retains that mint-fresh luster, it's already worth more than average. And if it's a proof coin, which has a mirror-like background and extra sharp details, you've got something even more special on your hands. Now imagine combining perfect condition with one of these rare minting errors. That's when the real magic happens. A unique design, historic symbolism, and a once-in-a-million error all wrapped into one coin? That's the kind of thing collectors dream of. These coins are more than just money, they're artifacts, stories, and legacy pieces passed down through generations. So, if you've got a Massachusetts quarter from the year 2000, take a moment to really inspect it. Look for doubling. Look at the edges. Check the alignment. Weigh it. Measure it. Because one small detail could be the difference between a regular coin and a rare treasure. And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for, if you're lucky enough to own one of these rare Massachusetts quarters, with the right error, in top condition, it could be worth as much as $66,000. Yes, that's correct. So the next time you dig through a drawer, search your old coin collection, or even get change from a vending machine, pay attention. That quarter in your hand could be more than just a piece of change. It could be your ticket to an incredible discovery. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear more about rare coins, valuable currency finds, and the stories that turn ordinary money into treasures, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We've got plenty more surprises coming your way. Top 5, we're diving deep into one of the most unique and historically rich coins in the 50 State Quarters series. So settle in and pay close attention, because by the end of this video, you'll find out how a single quarter from 2002 could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Let's talk about the United States quarter dollar from Louisiana, released in 2002 as part of the U.S. Mint's legendary 50 State Quarters program. While most people might pass this coin without a second glance, collectors know that this particular quarter holds a story, and for a lucky few, possibly a fortune. First, let's take a moment to appreciate the artistry behind the design of this coin. On the reverse side, you'll see a design that's full of culture, history, and pride. It features an image of a pelican, the official state bird of Louisiana, gracefully flying in front of a trumpeter and the outline of the Louisiana Purchase territory. That's right, this coin commemorates one of the most important land acquisitions in American history, the Louisiana Purchase of 1803. But that's not all. Just beneath that soaring pelican is a subtle tribute to one of Louisiana's greatest legacies, music. With its roots in jazz, blues, and Creole rhythms, Louisiana has given the world some of its most unforgettable sounds, and this coin captures that cultural heartbeat perfectly. Now, while the coin's design is enough to make it a collector's favorite, what really gets enthusiasts excited are the rare minting errors and unique features that have turned this everyday coin into a highly sought-after collectible. Let's talk about those rare and valuable minting mistakes. First up is the double die error, one of the most famous and valuable mistakes in coin collecting. This error happens during the minting process when a coin is struck twice with slightly different alignment. The result? A ghostly doubling effect on the letters, numbers, or parts of the design. Imagine seeing the word Louisiana or the pelican's outline appear slightly doubled. That's not damage, that's a rare minting error worth real money. Next is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin blank isn't placed correctly in the press, causing the image to be misaligned. Some off-center strikes are so severe that parts of the design or even the date are missing. The more dramatic the misalignment, and the more intact the date, the more valuable the coin becomes. Another incredible error found in some Louisiana quarters is the clad layer missing error. Quarters are typically made with a copper core and a nickel outer layer, giving them their distinctive color. But in rare cases, a coin is struck without that outer layer, resulting in a strange, coppery-looking surface that immediately catches a trained eye. These coins are extremely rare and can be worth a small fortune. Then there's the highly unusual wrong planchet error. This is when the Louisiana design is accidentally struck on a blank meant for another coin, like a dime, or even a foreign coin. The results are coins that are smaller, lighter, or a completely different color. These are exceptionally rare, and when authenticated, can sell for eye-popping amounts. But even if your coin doesn't have a visible minting error, condition matters just as much. A Louisiana quarter in uncirculated or mint state condition, meaning it has never been used in circulation and has no wear or scratches, is already far more valuable than a worn one. If it's a proof coin, created for collectors with sharp detail and a mirror-like background, then you've got something even more special. So why are collectors so fascinated by these coins? Because each one tells a story. The Louisiana quarter isn't just metal. It's a piece of American culture, a tribute to the land, music, and heritage of the Bayou State. Combine that history with a rare error or pristine condition, and you've got a coin that's not just collectible, it's extraordinary. Now picture this: you're going through an old drawer, a forgotten change jar, or even a flea market coin bin. And there it is, a Louisiana quarter from 2002. You look closely. The design seems just a little different. The letters might be slightly doubled. Or maybe the image looks off-center. Maybe the coin has a strange copper shine. That small detail could make all the difference. So keep your eyes peeled. Because the coin you've ignored for years might be the one worth more than you ever dreamed. And now, for the moment we've all been waiting for. If you are the lucky owner of a rare Louisiana quarter with the right error and in top condition, your 25-cent coin could be worth as much as $62,000. Yes, you heard that right. So before you spend that change, take a second look. Because the smallest coin in your pocket might just lead you to one of the biggest surprises of your life. Top 6, we're talking about the 2013 United States quarter dollar featuring Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial, a coin that's part of the America the Beautiful series, and one that, under the right circumstances, could be worth thousands. Yes, thousands of dollars for a quarter you may have in your possession right now. Let's start with a little background. In 2010, the U.S. Mint began releasing a special series of quarters that highlighted some of America's most iconic parks, historic landmarks, and national treasures. In 2013, one of the coins released celebrated Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial in Ohio, a towering structure that commemorates Commodore Oliver Hazard Perry's historic naval victory in the War of 1812. But more than just a tribute to a military win, this coin honors peace and unity between nations. It's named after a memorial that stands 352 feet tall on the shores of Lake Erie, a symbol of diplomacy, cooperation, and historical remembrance. The coin's design captures the solemn beauty of this site, with the memorial column rising into the sky and a depiction of Perry himself in the foreground. Now, at first glance, this coin might seem like just another commemorative piece in the series, but here's where things get very interesting. Because among the millions of these quarters that were minted and released into circulation, a select few were struck with rare and remarkable errors. And those are the ones that collectors all over the world are chasing after. Let's break down the types of errors that make this particular quarter so special, and potentially so valuable. First up, we have the double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once, slightly misaligned, creating a doubled appearance on text or imagery. If you notice shadowing or blurring in areas like the phrase, Perry's victory, or around the outline of the memorial, don't brush it off as wear and tear. That could be a double die, one of the most desirable errors for serious collectors. Next, keep an eye out for off-center strikes. These errors happen when the blank coin isn't perfectly centered during minting, causing the design to be shifted, sometimes dramatically. Some of these quarters have up to 20% or more of the design missing on one side, and when the date and mint mark are still visible, bam, you've got a major rarity. Then there are the clad layer missing errors, where the outer nickel layer of the coin peels away or was never applied at all. What's left behind is a strange-looking coin with a coppery color that stands out from the rest. Not only is it visually striking, but it's incredibly rare. These errors make the coin look like it's from another time, and the value reflects that rarity. Another type of error that's caused quite a buzz is when the coin is struck on the wrong planchet. Imagine a quarter design printed on a nickel-sized blank, or even a foreign coin base. These are freak occurrences, accidents of the minting process, but to collectors, they're gold. Not literally, but in terms of value? They come close, and let's not forget the importance of condition. Even if your coin has no visible error, if it's in mint state, completely uncirculated, with sharp edges and its original luster, it's already worth more than your average pocket change. And if it's a proof version, made with special care for collectors with a mirror-like surface and high detail, that's an entirely different league. Collectors aren't just after coins, they're after stories. The Perry's Victory Quarter is more than just a piece of metal. It tells a story of conflict, resolution, and the pursuit of peace. Combine that with a rare mint error, and you have a coin that doesn't just belong in your wallet, it belongs in a museum or a private collection. So here's the big question: how do you know if your 2013 Perry's Victory Quarter is one of the rare and valuable ones? Look closely. Check the details of the memorial and Perry's stance. Inspect the lettering for any doubling or ghosting. Weigh it. Compare the edges. Examine the coin for any off-center marks, strange coloration, or unexpected textures. Because one subtle clue could mean you're holding something extraordinary. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the value reveal. If you happen to be one of the few lucky collectors who owns a Perry's Victory Quarter with the right minting error, in pristine, uncirculated condition, your coin could be worth as much as $69,000. Yes, that's right. A small piece of change with a big story could turn into a life-changing amount of money. So, the next time you're handed a quarter as change or go digging through your old coin jar, keep your eyes sharp. Because you never know which coin might be your hidden treasure. If you found this video helpful or just plain fascinating, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more incredible coin discoveries, and ring that bell so you don't miss out on any future finds. We've got many more rare and valuable coins to explore together. Top 7, and last rare coin, because in this video, we're spotlighting a stunning piece of American coinage that may look ordinary to most, but could be hiding in plain sight with a value beyond your wildest expectations. We're talking about the 2002 United States quarter dollar from Mississippi, part of the iconic 50-state quarters program. Now, this isn't just another coin. This is a work of art, a piece of history, and for a few lucky collectors, a ticket to an unbelievable payday. Let's rewind for a moment. In 2002, the U.S. Mint released the Mississippi Quarter as the 5th release of that year, and the 20th overall in the 50-state quarter series. Every state got its turn to be honored with a custom design, and Mississippi chose to represent itself with something deeply symbolic, beautiful, and full of meaning. The magnolia blossom, the reverse of the coin, is a botanical masterpiece. You'll see two elegant magnolia flowers, the state flower of Mississippi, displayed in full bloom. They're a celebration of natural beauty, resilience, and Southern pride. The magnolia doesn't just represent the state's natural charm, it also symbolizes dignity, strength, and tradition. The details on this coin are exquisite, with sharp engravings of the petals and leaves, giving it a timeless appeal. Now, while most of these coins made their way into circulation and were used in everyday purchases, a tiny number, just a select few, have become the holy grail for collectors. Why? Because of minting errors, rare variations, and uncirculated perfection that transform this humble quarter into a high-value collectible. Let's talk about these errors and features, the very things that can turn this 25-cent coin into a jaw-dropping discovery. First, there's the double die error, a favorite among numismatists. If you look closely at the lettering or the details on the magnolia, you might see a faint, ghost-like doubling of the image. This happens when the coin die strikes the design more than once but is slightly off position. It's subtle, but to a trained eye, it's the signal of something extraordinary. Double die errors are extremely rare, and when found on coins in great condition, they can be worth thousands. Then we have the off-center strike, another minting mishap that makes collectors' hearts race. This happens when the blank coin planchet isn't perfectly aligned in the press, causing the design to be shifted to one side. The more off-center it is, while still showing the date and key features, the more valuable the coin becomes. These are true standouts in any collection. Another incredibly rare and valuable variation is the clad layer missing error. Normally, U.S. quarters are made of a copper core sandwiched between two layers of nickel. But in rare cases, one of those layers is missing, leaving the coin with a strange, copper-toned appearance or unusual texture. If you find a Mississippi quarter that doesn't look quite like the others, don't ignore it. You might be holding something extremely rare. There's also the mysterious wrong planchet strike, when the Mississippi quarter design is accidentally struck onto a coin blank meant for another denomination or even a foreign coin. Imagine seeing this beautiful magnolia design, but on a dime-sized coin, or one made of an entirely different metal. These errors are so rare that each one is practically one of a kind, and their value reflects that uniqueness. And let's not forget about proof and uncirculated coins. Some Mississippi quarters were minted specially for collectors, never meant for everyday transactions. These coins have a flawless mirror finish, sharp edges, and no signs of wear. If you've got one of those tucked away in a folder or a drawer, untouched since 2002, you may be holding a prize without even realizing it. Collectors go wild for these rare finds because they represent the perfect blend of history, design, craftsmanship, and mystery. Every error, every unique flaw, tells a story. And owning one means you're holding a piece of history that's unlike any other. So, here's the question you've been waiting for: what's it worth? Well, if you happen to find a 2002 Mississippi quarter with a rare minting error, like a double die, an off-center strike, or a clad layer anomaly, and especially if it's in mint or proof condition, get ready for the surprise of a lifetime, because that one small coin, that little quarter you might have ignored or used for a soda, could actually be worth a staggering $62,000. Yes. $62,000. So, before you spend that next quarter, take a good, long look. Examine the details. Search your old coin jars, check your pocket change, and maybe even call your grandparents. You never know what you might find. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey through American coin history and hidden treasures, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next rare coin reveal. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your next coin be your most valuable one yet.